that you're worth a damn. It's saying that we care what happened to you and that we're going to try to make it right.
Decades after groundwater contamination was discovered and its consequences were felt on Tucson's south side, a resolution presented to the city council would tell those residents they are still being heard. Groundwater contamination and the health risks it posed on Tucson's south side began more than a half-century ago.
After making efforts to contain the threat and help those it harmed, the Tucson City Council is starting to consider a resolution for Southside residents and their future. 13 News reporter J.D. Wallace is live where residents were exposed to chemicals in their groundwater for decades. J.D.
Brooke, the threat lurking below the surface lingers with residents and their families wondering if and when they might suffer the health consequences of drinking water carrying contaminants from the nearby airport and the Air Force Base years ago. And now a resolution landing in front of the Tucson City Council for study would tell them they are not alone.
On her wall, Alicia Vasquez has a picture of her grandfather, Luis Vasquez, with her grandmother, Theodora, as they walked down Congress in 1950. She says he had scleroderma, which is rare.
So for my grandfather, we didn't live over the plume. He worked over the plume, but we never could prove for sure, so we just didn't talk about it.
The plume being groundwater contamination west of the airport. Chemicals like TCE were dumped onto the ground and into open pits by defense and electronics industries in and around the airport starting in the 50s. Efforts by Tucson Water, the city, state, and federal governments continue to attempt to contain the threat and remove chemicals from the water.
We're very proud of the city and Tucson Water for keeping our water clean and regulated, but we're still here hurting.
The physical health effects are bad enough in and of themselves, but we're specifically interested in the stress and even, you might say, the trauma that this can cause with sort of living with the uncertainty of the contamination for so long.
U of A Psychology Associate Professor Daniel Sullivan conducted a door-to-door survey to show the mental and emotional impact this has had, and it factored into the resolution up for study by the City Council.
So by them approving this and taking it forward, it shows that, hey, they heard our voice, they heard their voice. Let's push it forward, and they're backing us, and that says a lot.
Cedric Smith chairs the Tucson Human Relations Commission that drafted the resolution. It recognizes the city's remediation efforts, calls for them to continue, and for expanded access to health care for those affected, and open communication with Southside residents as the search for solutions continues.
It's saying that you're worth a damn. It's saying that we care what happened to you and that we're going to try to make it right.
This resolution that was drafted by the commission back in June will be in front of the council for a study session item tomorrow. It's a city attorney item, and those who spoke today say they do not see this resolution opening the city to future lawsuits. Those lawsuits have been settled in the past, and they still consider the responsible parties to be those companies that dumped the chemicals decades ago. Reporting live on the south side, J.D. Wallace, 13 News.